I'm going to deal biological science to all of you now. So if you observe, if you see the latest competitive examinations, whatever it might be, like constables or nursing, for that there is some minimum portion marks of given to biological science. So let me deal some basic aspects of biological science to you now in my today's class. So I would like to start with the definition of biological science. So if you observe this word biological science, here I will divide this word here like biology plus science. To go with this topic, bio means living. It always refers to the living. Bio means living. That means we are going to study about mostly about living organisms. That means which are having living in condition. That how do you say that this is a living? For example, this table is there, this bench is there. This is not a living. In this part of this biological science, we never study about non-living things. Like this is a non-living thing. We study about living organisms. Living. Our topics, bio is a word which refers to living. So what is living? So how can you say this is a living, this is a non-living? Like I can give you a number of examples in this room itself. Like this marker, this pen is there. This is a non-living component. Like for example, I'm holding this pen in my hand. I'm a living component. I'm a living organism. Here in biological science, the term bio refers to me. That means I'm living. So this is fine, okay. But how can you say this person is a living or this thing is a living? How do you say, like, how do you confirm it? This organism is a living? Yes, that's an important question. Let me answer you now. How do you confirm a living organism? Yes, that is what. Now, living organism grows. There is growth in the living organism. There is some basic functions we have to see and then confirm this is a living organism. Now, for example, today's world, there are robots. But studying about robot is not a living organism. Study about robot is not a biological field. Even though it talks, it moves. So generally there is a feeling that if anything is talking, if anything is moving, that we call it as living organism. No, talking and moving itself doesn't confirm it as a living organism. There are a lot more aspects, dear students, where we have to learn in today's basic concepts. As we have to go deep into the roots of the study, living means which shows the growth. Even for example, like you cannot observe any growth for this particular bench or for this particular table, even if you come after 5 years or 10 years. Because this is a non-living component. For that instance, robo also will never grow until and unless anyone will keep some aspects to that and to increase its growth, it will never grow. But living organisms are not like that. You expect them to grow, they themselves grow. See for example plants. See for example animals. See for example human beings. For that instance, coronavirus also. Yes, I'll stick to my statement. The world which is facing a lot of problem with this microorganism is a living organism. It is growing inside the cell. It is growing inside your lung, in my lung. That is the reason we are unable to respire. So that with this we can confirm coronavirus is a living organism. Sir, it is not moving, it is not talking. Yes, I accept it. But growing is an important aspect of living organism. And not only growing, there is another thing. So many are there, like reproduction. This is another feature, very important feature we have to observe, and we have to confirm this particular thing is a living or non-living. Now same example I'll give here. There are so many non-living components in this room. I'll take the example of pen. Can my pen reproduce another pen? No. What is reproduction, sir? Let me be more clear. What is reproduction, sir? Giving birth to young ones. Yes, I will write here. Giving birth to young ones. Giving birth to their young ones. To their. You have to underline here, their. Their young ones. Giving birth to their young ones is known as reproduction. For example, a coronavirus gives birth to the new cells of belonging to coronavirus only. It never gives bacteria. We human beings reproduce and we give human beings. Human species. We never give any bacterial species or any viral species or any other living organism. Giving birth to their young ones. This is a vital feature we have to observe in any particular living organism. As I said, we have to observe whether it is growing or not. We have to observe reproduction. I give an example. This is a non-living creature, pen. This will never reproduce a pen. Another pen. A car is there in our house. A car will never reproduce another swift car. But at the same time, a puppy is there, a dog is there. It will definitely reproduce and it will definitely give to their young ones. So this feature we will see and confirm it is a living creature or not. Any living creature in this particular world you see, even coronavirus or bacteria or protozoa or fungus or virus, where you can't see also, but they reproduces. Plants reproduces, animals reproduces, but this chair will never reproduce. This pen will never reproduce. That is the another feature. Means in biological sciences, in the basic sciences, we study about living organisms. Sir, what is living? How do you confirm this organism is a living? Yes, I have to go for these characters. I have to see these characters. Even it is a bacteria, even it is visible to my eye or not. So there are some living organisms like plants, animals, human beings. These are visible to us. We can see, we can touch, we can sense. They can talk, they can move, they can respond. But there are some creatures in this living organism where we are going to study in this biological sciences, that is bacteria, virus, protozoa, fungi, algae. These are also living organisms. But we can't see it, but they do show these characters. Now, how do you confirm, sir, this is a living? We study whether we see whether it is growing or not. We see whether it is reproducing or not. We see COVID-19, doctors check the CT scan report and observe the lungs. Yes, there is lot of colony appearance in the COVID-19 CT scan report. There's so much of lungs disturbed. So much of lungs means there is increase in the number. There is increase in the number of the coronavirus. That is the reason doctor is saying this lungs is being completely damaged. How it has been damaged? How it has been damaged? Today virus entered to a human being. Their virus is staying and taking the food from the human being, eating the blood cells, eating the lung cells, and starts growing. And starts growing in the sense, starts reproducing. Start reproducing in the sense, giving birth to their young ones. Giving birth to their young ones in the sense, it is reproducing more number of coronavirus colonies. If coronavirus is more inside my lungs, I can't breathe. I am unable to breathe. Finally, I die. So here in biological sciences, we study about living. I am just clearing elaborately what is the meaning of bio. Bio means living. Living, how do you confirm, sir? What are the characteristics you need to identify this as a living organism? Yes, I am saying growth is a characteristic. I am saying reproduction is a characteristic. I am saying responding to the environment. Responding nature is one of the character. Yes. Example, I will give so many number of examples. If this bench is there, today I will scold this bench. I'll put this bench on a hot sun to a cold winter in the deep refrigerator. This bench will show never any response at all. But human beings, living organisms, they show response. They respond to external environment. They respond to the hot sun. They respond to the cold environment. Even coronavirus also responds to the environment. You know or you don't know, I don't know, but COVID-19, coronavirus definitely will respond to the high temperatures. It is going to smash out itself because of high temperatures. In a hot sun, definitely if coronavirus is there, definitely it responds. The protein layer of the virus is broken down because of the hot temperature. That is what called response. Response need not to be always talking only. Response need not to be always in the form of talking. For example, a hot, sir, my hand has touched some wire. If I get current from this wire, immediately I'll take my hand out of there. That is called response. That is a feature of a living organism. Responding to the external stimuli, responding to the external environment, to the hot sun, to the cold climate. This irritability, we call it as irritability also in the scientific terminology, but a general terminology I'm telling, it has a responding nature. This is there for the living organism. You see all this and you confirm it, and then you can say this is a living organism. Then science. Logy means study in a Greek language. Logy is a study. L-O-G-Y is meant by study. And then come to the word called science. Do you know what is science? The definition of science? Science is a study of surrounding things. Science is a study of discoveries present in your surroundings. Science is a study of discoveries and innovation present in and around you. Yes, I will stick to this statement. Science is a subject where we study about our surroundings, our fellow organisms. You study about human beings, you study about bacteria, you study about virus. They are not present in any other planet. They are present around you and me. They are present in our environment. Scientists today discovered coronavirus that is there, that is present around the surroundings. We have discovered it, we have identified it, we have studied it. That is called science. It might be physical science, it might be chemical science, it might be biological science. Physical science respect to the objects, physical science respect to the environmental objects, chemical science is responding to the respective to the chemical objects, biological science is confined to the living organisms which are present around us. There are lions, there are tigers, there are unicellular organisms, bacteria, virus. That particular organisms we are studying, we are discovering. You never invent any organism. Do you invent? No. You discover it. You have invented coronavirus? Never. No, that is not wrong. You have discovered coronavirus, which is already there in the environment. Just like you and me. Just like you and me, how we are living organisms in this environment on this planet Earth. Coronavirus is also a living organism. We have discovered it. Of course, we might have discovered it late. That's a different thing. So science is a study of surroundings. What is there in our surroundings? There's so many organisms. There's so many non-living components. There's so many living components. Here in biological science, our study is respective to living components. It might be plants again. It might be animals. It might be invisible microorganisms which we can't see through our naked eye. Say for example, bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoa, algae. This competitive world, definitely there is a scope for the biological science. You should never miss any question of biological science. It's very easy. Just learning the terminologies, just knowing about these particular things. There's no mechanism study in this. There's no mechanism present like mathematics. There's no mechanisms or big hard things where you are unable to understand. Just you need to learn the basics. What is there in your surroundings? What is happening in the living organism? Which is called which organism? What is the chemical aspect? What is the scientific names? Which bacteria is doing that? What is the COVID-19 disease causing organism? Like the simple terminologies. I'm going to present you all the topics in a very beautiful way, very friendly way, very easy way, so that you can understand, you can grasp it, and you can score a very good marks in your competitive examinations. So this is about a small definition, introduction of biological science. I hope you understood. If you have any doubts, you can ask me, you can raise your doubts without any hesitation. Doubts are clarified. This is not a school, this is not a college. I'm not here a regular sir who is going to give you marks. You are free to ask any doubt. I'm there to explain here. And thank you so much for giving this opportunity. I hope you understand.